Coming in at number 1 on our list, a place that absolutely blew us away in Bloomington, Illinois, Distill. When Anthony and I were driving down there, we were expecting kind of a small pub. We knew that they were famous for sours, but the small pub, actually it turns out, has now become a major brewing facility. The quality of the sours is just phenomenal. They have a reputation around the country for their sours, and it's well earned, although between you and me, all of the beer we had there was fantastic. So, number 1 on our favorite places, Distill in Bloomington.
We had all this demand for our sour beers, so how could we fill that demand without waiting for 2 or 3 years, which is why we started kettle sours.
So we're in Normal and we go to a brew pub, which is where we thought we were supposed to go. And it turns out that would have been the right place to go if this was a long time ago, because that's where Distill got
Still
started.
Not the wrong place to go, but
right.
That is the flagship store.
And it looked great, but when we got there, we realized we were in the wrong place. This is the Distill Brewery.
Correct.
And there's also a restaurant here.
Yep.
Distill in Normal, Illinois. This is Matt. Matt's going to kind of show us around the place. Matt, Distill, when you hear Distill, the first thing you think of is sours.
Yep.
That's kind of how you guys...
Definitely what we're known for.
Right,
yeah.
That's how you got your name. Although I have to say this right now at the beginning of the interview. I had a Russian Imperial, like Privet, what's it called?
Privet.
Top 10 beer of my life.
Thank you very much.
It was
one of my favorites.
No, like it was stupid good. And I was so mad when it was done because I did like a pick 6 and I want more of that. Do you
we may have some.
That's the right answer.
Yeah.
But sours is kind of how things got started. Let's go back to the very, very beginning of Distill. Can you kind of give us a quick history lesson of Distill Brewery?
Yeah, so we opened in 2007 in November of that year, about a week before the Great Recession. You know, we always like to tout that we survived that.
Great timing.
Right, and 2008 was really fun too because it kind of continued on.
Right,
and
hey,
on
no
and
one's
on,
got
right?
money for beer, let alone craft beer, but good plan.
Exactly. Seems like every time we open something, some major disaster happens. Fortunately, I don't think that's happened yet with Distill Brewery opening.
Well, now you've said that out loud, so we have that to deal with.
Yeah.
That's on record. We got that on tape.
Well, I'm trying to protect beer lovers across America.
Right on.
But so far, I think we're good.
When did this facility open up?
We opened it here in May of 2017.
Okay. The sours are kind of what you're known for, but there's a lot of other beers that you make. What's the mango IPA that I had a couple of weeks ago that I was mad when I was finished with it because I thought that it was amazing? Mango IPA.
So that's Amaro, which is
so good.
Just Sanskrit for mango. It's just another word for mango.
Sanskrit. Classy. It's like I learn stuff when I drink your beer.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still a hophead by nature. Over 50% of our beer production is our sour beers, but I'm still a hophead by nature. I love IPAs, and we've gotten so...
Were you worried that you were going to kind of get pigeonholed as that's the sour?
Oh, for sure. Which wasn't the worst problem to have because it was such a niche for us and such a high volume and demanded beer for us. It was great. And it still is great and still opens doors to this day, even with the amount of competition that's out in the marketplace.
Right.
The Wild Sour Series continues, on a weekly basis, open doors for us. But it's also great, our hazy IPAs, and really the entire Deadhead IPA series, has allowed us to diversify a little bit. What you're seeing here are all what you need to try in November.
Yeah.
All Dos Vidani barrels. So that Imperial Stout, which again the base beer is Privet.
Where are you getting these barrels
slowly
from?
Transforming into Dos Vidania.
Where are these barrels from?
So
is that proprietary? Have I asked a question I shouldn't have asked?
Some of it. I could tell you, but we're going to have to kill the tape and then take the tape out.
No.
I have to maybe
Listen, we're on late
take
on,
the camera guy
it's
out
on,
back.
It's on late enough on Saturday nights. Very few people will say this.
We'll leave it at there.
Okay, all right. I asked a question. I wasn't supposed to.
So there you go. There it is. My 5 favorite places from the 18 years we've been doing this show. I'm kidding, of course. Hope you enjoyed this look back, and I hope, like me, you're looking forward to a future when we'll be able to visit more places and add them to this list of our favorite places to enjoy craft beer. Each of these places are staffed by wonderful, hardworking people who are passionate about craft beer, just like you and I are. So here's to them, and here's to you for watching. Cheers!
We've never bought a sour culture as a brewery.
Right.
Which makes our sour beers very unique.
Right, you're the only ones that can make it because of that.
It's our culture.
Right, and you know who we have to thank for that? Midichlorians. That's canon.
That's like the
So-
hardest working employee you've ever had.
Yeah, we call these R2 units. You can kind of see a lot
There's
of
a real
Star
theme
Wars
here.
stuff.
Have you picked up on this?
Yeah, we have 7 of these R2 units.
Uh-huh.
You can kind of figure out where we got the name R2.
Yeah, yeah.
We can't say that. We might get sued by Star Wars, but
Right,
or
right.
The whole franchise.
It's cool.
I didn't say
We're-
R2D2. I said R2 units.
It's cool. We're on an ABC station.
Right.
We're all one happy
we're not
family.
selling. It's just the name of a tank.
Yeah, right.
They're really going to come after us for a tank.
I imagine you get calls all the time. Hey, Tim, old buddy, old pal, help me out.
Especially
Hook
with
me up.
especially with social media, you get kind of catcalled by people you haven't heard
Right.
from in like 5-10 years. Like, hey, about that Bourbon County. I'm like, we knew each other when we couldn't even drink beer.
I lived across the hall from you at Augustana. How about hooking me up? You're getting emails like
I get
that.
those, yes.
We had a problem a few years ago where people were counterfeiting our beer. They were cutting the wax off, taking the beer out, putting a lid on and re-waxing it. So now we added another process to it where we actually put a stamp, a seal of authenticity on there for Toppling Goliath, which eliminated that counterfeiting. So, and it added twice as much labor to waxing the beer.
This is what it looks like when my mind is blown. They were counterfeiting your beer. So that's got to make you, one, enraged and unhappy, but maybe just a little bit flattered, or just totally just mad?
Mostly annoyed.
Just annoyed.